seats available. If anyone standing would like to take some, go ahead and take a seat now. Hello, and thank you for coming out today. I'm Katie Combs Pritchard, and I handle public information for our Health and Human Services Department, which includes our 6 divisions: our adult system of care, children's system of care, human services, public health, environmental health and animal services, and our administration team. So today is a very big day for all of us, a shovel and dirt milestone for our department and for the county as a whole, and one that is the result of a really long collaborative planning effort requiring hard work and coordination by many of the partners that are here today. Over the years, many of you have been able to envision the potential for our HHS Center, and we're really excited to have you here today with us to celebrate it becoming a reality. So I wanted to take a quick moment to acknowledge some special guests that are here with us today. So if you would, since I do have a list here, maybe hold your applause until the very end. So first, we're grateful for the folks who are participating in our ceremony today. So Placer County Board of Supervisors Chair and District 5 Supervisor Cindy Gustafson. Placer County Board of Supervisors Vice Chair and District 3 Supervisor Jim Holmes. From the Sierra Native Alliance, we have Anna Nakai. We have Placer County Executive Officer Todd Leopold. Placer County Health and Human Services Director Dr. Rob Oldham. Placer County Director of Facilities Management Steve Newsom. And the Executive Director of the Latino Leadership Council, Elisa Herrera. We're also honored to be joined today by many distinguished community leaders and partners. From the Placer County Board of Supervisors, we have Bonnie Gore, Robert Wygant, and Supervisor Suzanne Jones. From the United Auburn Indian, oh, I'm sorry, they didn't jump. From the, I'm getting used to this, guys. My list. From the City of Roseville, we have Council members Scott Alvord, Tracy Mendonza, and Pauline Rakucci. From the City of Rockland, we have Mayor Bill Halden, as well as Jill Gallardo. And from the City of Lincoln, we have Mayor Holly Woods Andreatta, Mayor Pro Tem Paul Joyner, and Council member Bill Lauritsen. We are also honored to welcome here today Fire Chief Brian Estes, who is with the Placer County Fire Department and CAL FIRE Nevada Yuba Placer Unit, Placer County Under Sheriff Wayne Wu, our Placer County District Attorney Morgan Geyer, Placer County Clerk Recorder Registrar of Voters Ryan Ronco, and Placer County Treasurer Tax Collector Janine Windeshausen. And then representing our valued partners in the community, we have Dan Wheeler, the Vice President with Turner Construction, Veronica Blake, CEO of Placer Community Foundation, Keith Dieterich, the CEO of The Gathering Inn, Gary McDonald, Executive Director of Lighthouse Counseling and Family Resource Center, Stephanie Viestra, Executive Director of Seniors First, and other representatives from Kids First and other partners in healthcare who have been on the front lines of the pandemic and continue to provide care for our residents. And a final thank you to everyone here representing our community partners, other local jurisdictions and government agencies, and much more. We really appreciate you joining us today and celebrating this milestone for us. So thank you, everyone. So before we really get going here, just a few housekeeping notes. If you need to use the restroom after the program, we recommend you head across the street here to the Auburn Justice Center. We'll continue to have coffee available after the groundbreaking from our friends with the group Connected by Our Humanity, a group that works with many of our local homeless programs. And then we'll also have photos and video available online following the event. And now we'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm going to hand it over to Jacob Kelch, who is an Army veteran who now works as a representative in our Veterans Services Office, which helps connect veterans to benefits they've earned in our community. So if you'd all stand.
Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jacob. And thank you for all the good work your office does in our community. And now I'd like to bring up Anna Nakai with our local Sierra Native Alliance. They're an organization committed to preserving the health of Native families, cultures, and environments, and they're one of our valued community partners here in HHS. So they'll be conducting a traditional land blessing and explaining a bit about it, and then we'll continue our program as they wind down the blessing. Anna?
Good afternoon. I want to extend our gratitude to Placer County leadership to have the thought to acknowledge the local people and the land here. And so we're going to start today with a land acknowledgement and a blessing. So I'm going to introduce Antonio Ruiz from United Auburn Indian Community. He is a cultural heritage specialist who does these things on behalf of the UIC community. And then Laura Nakai, if you can come and bless.
Machuksa Sanaksaikan, Kuchi Hiema, Oyase Antonio Ruiz. Good morning, everyone. My name is Antonio Ruiz, and I'm the Community Heritage Specialist at United Auburn Indian Community and also a tribal member of Wilton Rancheria located in Sacramento County. Hello, and thank you for inviting United Auburn Indian Community, UAIC, to join you in acknowledging the Nisenan, Maidu, and Miwok people of this land, now known as Placer County. In our culture, we open up events such as this by acknowledging the land and our ancestors who came before us as a matter of respect and as a reminder of how the past, present, and future connect us. Prior to colonial presence in our people's territory, the area that is known now as Auburn, California, was a thriving center for tribes from all over the region. This was a place for art, culture, business, and community. We understood the importance of balance then, and we strive for it now. We ask that you move forward with your gathering today with goodness in your hearts and with respect for the Nisenan, Maidu, and Miwok, stewards of our communities. Thank Kamo.
And then on behalf of all of our communities, I would like to take a moment here to acknowledge the people that this building is for, and to acknowledge that it's really their life challenges, their health needs that bring into being the purpose of Health and Human Services and the need for a building like this to better serve the community. In our tribal traditions, those of us who work in Health and Human Services, are always taught to, consider the needs of the people and, to give that gratitude. Those of us make our living this way, the shoes on our feet, the clothes on our back, the food in our children's stomach, and the roof above our heads, all of that. So we really want to acknowledge and give that respect and consider, the needs of these people, that this is going to be a place for the people who are working here, the people who have service here, and those people who are receiving services here. We offer our prayers for their health and their well-being. Oh.
Ja, shit, Chinese nan is in Kaidanet, Yazi, Matskini, Kiani, Doshijet, Tachini, Kintachini. My name is Lauren Nakai. I'm Navajo. I got some of the traditional moon or mugwort, and while these festivities are continuing, I'm just going to be back smudging off the intention and the purpose of this facility that will be behind us for all the Placer County Health and Human Services and all the departments that are going inside. So I shall be back here.
Thank you so much, Lauren, and to Anno and all of you as well. We really appreciate your partnership as we've gone on this journey together. And as Lauren keeps going with the blessing there, we'll start our lineup of speakers today, starting off with our County Executive Officer, Todd Leopold.
Perfect. All right. Well, wonderful. Thank you all for being here today. Every time we have a groundbreaking, it just seems like it's windy out for some reason. I don't know. Let me start by saying, there's a vision, and we've had a vision for this project in this building for, 20 years plus, potentially. So seeing something come to fruition and kind of building is really a exceptional day, I think, for us as a county and ultimately as a community. And we're well on our way. This new Human Services building is going to join other contemporary buildings on this campus and really serve as a catalyst project as we move to transform the entire government center to a building and a location that is going to be well respected, well known, and a place where we can engage with our community members on a day-to-day basis. This is a tremendous benefit to this facility. It does a couple different things. One, it really combines our Health and Human Services divisions under one location, and it helps to collaborate that common building and shared spaces that we're really seeing in the 21st century and the way that we provide services in the future. I think the other thing that's worth noting is how does that impact the rest of the service delivery in the county? And one of the key areas at the culmination and when the building comes online, we are going to be doing our transition from our administrative services and our buildings that house the Board of Supervisors. Our administrative functions are going to be coming over to the government center, taking up space where our current folks that are residing in multiple buildings throughout this campus and around the county are going to be coming together under one area. So it's really serving a variety of different purposes, and I think just a tremendous asset to this region as a whole. I just wanted to tell you that, this, as you've seen all the folks around here today, this has come along as a result of a vision that we've all come together on from a community standpoint. I think that's exceptional. I'm excited to be a part of that, and we're just with both Rob and Steve championing this construction. We're going to see a tremendous project now and into the future. I think that everybody's going to be very proud of. So thank you for having me today. Look forward to seeing this come together over the next number of months.
And next up, we have our Health and Human Services Department Director, Dr. Rob Oldham.
Great. I'll move the mic a little bit. So thanks, Katie. By the way, thanks, Katie, for emceeing this event. She just came back from maternity leave just earlier this month, so thanks for coming back and helping out on this. And I was told that I just have about 3 minutes today to make my remarks, so I'll try to keep this brief, but don't worry. Some of our Placer County residents have proven at public meetings over the last couple of years that you can squeeze cover a lot of ground in 3 minutes. So, speaking of covering ground, I'm glad we scheduled this for today. So thanks, Leanne, for pulling this. Leanne Halib somewhere, who helped pull this all together, and she helped us to set the date for today, knowing that it was going to snow yesterday. So had we had this event yesterday, we would have had to use snow shovels, I think. So want to thank Mother Nature for cooperating with a cold day, so I could wear this coat. Everyone's telling me I look, like very back east, but a clear day nonetheless, even though it's windy. While I'm offering up some thanks, I did want to really try to thank everyone, and I'll try and fail to thank everyone who has played a role in helping bring this really, as Todd said, a really long-standing dream, at least 20 years, maybe 30 years, of an integrated health and human services center closer to becoming a reality. With just 3 minutes, I can't thank everyone by name, but I'll try to name a few, starting with my boss and our County Executive Officer, Todd Leopold. So thanks to Todd, but everyone on his team in the County Executive Office for really helping to move this along. and of course our Board of Supervisors, and several of them here today, and their staff have really been really supportive. Again, this is a vision that we've talked about for a long time, but we've really made a lot of progress here in the last few years. And then I'd like to thank my colleagues and other departments around the county, but also folks from other departments in government, not affiliated with the county, but in particular facilities management. So we have Steve Newsom here up on the podium, but I'm thinking of Genevieve Vargas and Paul Breckenridge, name a few, but a great department, and they've really been great partners throughout this process. And then finally, our HHS department, so the leadership, in putting this together, our criteria documents, and kind of figuring out the vision for what we want in this HHS center, and really all of our staff have had a hand in that, and certainly our everyone in HHS who's here at this campus will get to deal with the construction over the next 18 months. So thank them in advance. Thank you everyone for everything you've done to try to put this vision together. And then most importantly, I'd like to thank our community. So I really appreciate, I do think this HHS Center is going to be a huge benefit to our community, to the people we serve. But one of the enhancements is having a really large conference center in our HHS Center, so that's something that organizations within the community can use to get together in person, right? Won't that be nice? So. And then in particular from HHS, I mentioned our HHS Executive Secretary, Leanne Halib, who really does every day supports our department and supports me and our leadership team in staying organized, but I really helped to organize a lot of the things today. So thanks to Leanne. I don't see you, but and finally, just want to thank those who came before us, who are not able to be here today, but whose vision and persistence also helped to make this day a reality. So whenever I think about the HHS Center, and been thinking about it a lot recently, I can't help but thinking about my predecessor as our Health and Human Services Director, Jeff Brown, who's not here today, but Jeff's vision, persistence, and I might add frugality, will live for generations to come in this HHS Center, and the healing and hope and support offered here within its walls. So to the team that's going to be involved in the construction, let's remember that word frugality, right, as we try to stay on budget, okay, because Jeff is watching. So this building will help us to achieve alignment with our vision, which we're just going through another strategic planning process right now, but the vision's pretty much staying the same, of building a healthier community together. And that's a vision that's built on our heritage of innovative and integrated health and human services in partnership with our staff, our clients, and our community partners. So what will the HHS Center be like? We want the visitor experience at our new HHS Center to be welcoming and easy, reflective of the compassionate care and strong commitment to a healthy community that we strive to provide. For years, we've worked under a variety of roofs. It's a plural of roof. Roofs? Yeah. Most of them leaky roofs. But soon we will consolidate our divisions and staff under one very big roof. And for what it's costing us, this roof better not leak, right? Yeah. That's a nod to Jeff Brown, too. We look forward to the day when we'll be able to welcome the public through one large and dry common lobby, offering one-stop integrated services to our clients. This means that someone who might come in for mental health support could easily be referred over to food programs, employment assistance programs, or any number of supports that we offer via our HHS divisions if the need is identified. This integration of services around the needs of the client is what we strive to do now, but we hope when we have this all under one roof that our staff and programs will be able to work even more closely together, and the result will be a much more integrated and convenient service experience for our clients. Building a healthy community together, that's what we're all about, with or without a beautiful building. But I believe that this HHS Center will help us and future generations achieve that vision to its fullest potential. And I'm so excited and humbled to be with you here today to take this historic step forward. Thanks again for coming out and for all your support.
Thank you, Rob. And next up, we have our Placer County Director of Facilities Management, Steve Newsom.
Thank you. Boy, it's a pleasure to be here, and it's interesting that we're standing in the footprint of the building right here. Most of us, not everyone closer to the street, but this location is significant, and I think it was very appropriate and a good starting point to hear from the Sierra Native Alliance and what the grounds here were at that time. And then more recently, in 1943, construction of the DeWitt General Army Hospital occurred here across this whole campus. And that was nearly 80 years ago. And then it was purchased by the state, and it functioned as a state hospital beginning in 1946. Then the county ultimately took possession of the property. But over this entire duration, the facility here has been about serving the community, the people in Placer County. And so today we're beginning a really significant new chapter in our commitment to serving those residents. And as Rob has stated, the ability to bring people under one roof is really a great step forward. First time in really the county's history that will be able to occur for our largest department. As the Director of Facilities Management, I get to deal with a lot of the process of the programming, the designing, the working with contractors and architects, etc. And this one is a project that, like many of our larger and more complicated projects, we like to utilize design build because of frugality, for one thing. It's a process that we use in order to get the best value for what we're trying to achieve. And this is a very unique facility. So when the RFQ, the request for qualifications, went out, there were 12 teams that submitted. That gave us a great indication that there was a tremendous amount of interest in this facility. And during our process, we narrowed that group down to 3 teams, and then we met over many months with each of the teams and worked with HHS staff, Rob and Raul and others, and facilities management staff and building maintenance staff, and worked with each team's ideas and got to understand where they were coming from. And in the end, we picked a team that we believe is going to provide an absolutely phenomenal facility that is a frugal, best value-based selection. It's going to be an amazing facility, but that coupled with our focus on public money and using it to the greatest possible way. So the team of Turner and A.C. Martin was selected, and they're here today to participate in our groundbreaking. This facility is going to be a welcoming and inviting building with a lot of natural light flooding into the interior spaces. The exterior landscaping is going to be very reflective of our area here, representing the rivers and so forth that we have come to know and love in the region. And another thing that is really significant historically here is that this will be the county's first zero net energy building. So over the course of a year, it will produce with solar as much energy as it uses throughout the year. So that's a significant accomplishment, and it goes to back to the frugality focus, because the operation of a building costs way more over the life of that building than the construction of that building. So we were very fortunate in working with Turner and A.C. Martin to come up with a solution that would provide our ability to produce that much power that would offset the use throughout each year. So we've really come full circle. We approach the 80th anniversary of creating facilities on this site that help the community, and this project will begin another generation of services by consolidating programs and staff into one versatile building. We've waited a long time to get here, and I'm proud to say that it was really worth the wait. So thank you, and now
Thank you so much, Steve. And now we're going to have our District 5 Supervisor and our Board Chair, Cindy Gustafson, speak.
Thank you so much. On behalf of the entire board, I'm honored to serve as chair this year, especially when you get to do these sorts of events, right? And see the hard work of those who came before you pay off. And I really have to give most credit here today on behalf of the rest of the board to Robert Wygant and Supervisor Jim Holmes, who have been the shepherds to get us into a position that we can have this vision and actually implement it because of the financial prudence they've shared and built through all these years. We're in an excellent position today because of their leadership and those before us on the Board of Supervisors. When I look out, every one of you has a role in today, and thank you for being here. Whether you're in a community organization or with the county or with our construction team and design team, with our honored tribal members, all of you have been part of this, and I can't thank you enough. County government, we're here, all of us, to serve our people. And when I look at Health and Human Services, you're not the only ones with leaky roofs, by the way. As I've learned working in the domes. But more than any other group, they serve those who most need us to help them. And so I'm so proud that we can groundbreak today and honor their hard work. You've waited a long time for a new building. There's new buildings all around here, but now finally HHS will get that building they so deserve to continue their incredible service. So thank you very much.
And now I'd like to bring up our District 3 Supervisor and our Board Vice Chair, Jim Holmes.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. There's a couple people that need to be recognized here. Under Sheriff Wayne Wu is here as well. Our Air Pollution Control District Director, Eric White, is here, and I think District Attorney Morgan Geyer is here. So if you were already introduced, I'm going to introduce you twice. So thank you for being here. You know, this is my backyard. I'm homegrown. I was raised right down the road here. And I remember when it was a mental hospital, and I was always afraid to come in, not because of the people that were in here, because I thought they might not let me out. But over the years, the county took over the property. Talk about frugality for I don't know how many, 60 years or so. And we finally were able to start doing what we needed to do over all these years. So the administration building, finance administration building was built, Auburn Justice Center, CEDRA, the Animal Services Center, and now we've got this one. But there's one person that's been involved in that all along the way. Now, Cindy said that, you know, I'm one of the guys that was here, but the guy that set it up for me and started this was Supervisor Robert Wygant. So thank you, Robert. You really had a visionary for this campus, and we're finally beginning to see it. And I have to say to all those folks over the years that worked in these buildings with leaks and asbestos and who knows what, rats. Seriously, I just have to thank them for all the things that they did to get things done when we needed things to be done back in the day. And finally, we're at the place where they'll be in a building where they'll be all together without having to drive down to Auburn or Roseville or across the way to collaborate with Health and Human Services. The Health and Human Service Department has the most employees of Placer County, and they work most of the time. We don't even know what they do, but they're working hard all the time, and I just want to give them credit for everything that they've done. So thank you all for being here, and let's break some ground.
Thank you so much, Supervisor Holmes. And our last speaker today is Elisa Herrera, but the Executive Director of the Latino Leadership Council.
Pull this down. I'm a little bit shorter here. Thank you, everybody, for the invitation to come today. When I received the invitation, I thought perhaps that you all had heard that my husband and I downsized last year, converted an old, dilapidated garage into our new home, and that maybe you needed my construction expertise. So here I am. But I'm happy that's not the case, because the sight of construction is now a trauma for me. So thank you for having somebody else run this. I'm pleased to see that today's program is bookended by the Sierra Native Alliance and the Latino Leadership Council, two nonprofits that Placer County HHS brought nearly 15 years ago to help serve the unserved Native and Latino populations. Placer County HHS is a key partner to so many nonprofits. When our organization formed, county-funded trainings were limited to county staff. Some time ago, though, HHS saw that opening some trainings to partners not only built the capacity of the organizations, but it brought to county staff the cultural knowledge that benefited our shared clients. The new HHS building will feature a meeting space for more than 150 people, which is very hard to come by, as we know, in Auburn and Placer, and allow us to share space and ideas for these types of trainings. Yet it also has small conference and training rooms for confidential meetings or small gatherings as appropriate. The renderings of this building show welcoming and collaborative spaces meant to promote connection, health, and well-being for our communities. And while it isn't clear in the renderings, I'm positive that the building will accommodate evening and weekend gatherings, right? So that our nonprofits can host accessible weekend health screenings for our community or an after-school youth leadership event. Thank you, Placer County, for the vision in bringing this much-needed building to our communities, for serving as a role model to our region for collaboration and inclusiveness. And most importantly, thank you for remembering the need for equity across county services as you receive the various COVID streams of funding for the county. We are always happy to help you spend money and help those most in need. Thank you, Dr. Rob, for while you are not personally hanging the welcome sign on this building, you understand that leading nonprofits requires one to straddle the divide between community trust and governments. You continually welcome us to improve county services, increasing community trust that HHS cares about their overall wellness. The construction journey will be a challenge, and my hands may still tremble at the site, but at its completion, I know I can come here for help. Thank you all, and congratulations again on a wonderful project.
Thank you so much, Elisa, and just want to again express our gratitude for the outstanding partnership that we've shared with LLC over the years, and especially these last few years during the pandemic. And I appreciate again hearing from all our speakers today, and I'm very impressed that we haven't lost any speakers' notes or building renderings yet. I probably just jinxed us, but that's okay. So now it's time to get a little dirty. We're going to shift to the ground breaking and take some photos. So I'd like to invite all of our speakers and our board members to come up and grab a shovel, and I believe Chris and Cynthia will be giving you instructions over here. For the others in our audience, we'll hope you'll watch and then stick around for more coffee, cookies, and conversation if you'd like to, but our event will be concluding once photographs are taken. Thank you again all so much for attending here today. It's really great to see the crowd come out in support of this building. You ready for the shovel?
Music, go. Hey, ready.